Good morning. Welcome to First Church of Religious Science. Welcome to all of you who are signing in on the Zoom. And welcome to all of you who are watching later today on Facebook, Insta, X, YouTube. What have I left out? Spotify. Uh, we're broadcasting from First Church in New York City. Let me tell you about what we have going on this week. Every Wednesday, Reverend Jimmy, leads our Creative Living series. It's a class, it's fun, it's practical, it's filled with spiritual tools, discussion, and sharing. And Thursday evenings, I facilitate the Louise self-healing class based upon the book You Can Heal Your Life, which is a book I've been working with since probably the year after it came out. Sunday mornings, like today, we start with a meditation. Thank you for those who joined us at 10:45. And then we get into the lesson. It's all the same Zoom links, so just hang on to the links so you can tune in anytime. Everything that we do here is open, without charge, free to everyone. If anyone wants to support our work, there's a couple different ways that are really helpful. If you could go to YouTube and find our channel and hit subscribe and like. And then some of you support the center financially, and we're grateful for anything, large or small. It doesn't make any difference. We're equally grateful for everything anyone does. So there's support links in the chat and on any of our pages. But the main thing I want to celebrate always is the fact that you're here right now. That's great. So I want to create a sacred moment together before we get into our lesson. This is Memorial Day weekend. Let's take a breath and let's remember how this day began. It started after the Civil War, and it was when communities, mostly women, gathered to decorate the graves of the fallen soldiers. Typically, they would bring plants, or more often flowers that they'd cut in the fields, and fresh flowers, and they would sing hymns, and they would sit around the grave sites for a moment or two in silence. There were no barbecues in those early years, just remembering, reverence, and love for the people they loved, their parents, their grandparents, their brothers. One of the earliest known commemorations happened in Charleston, South Carolina, and it was in 1865, and it was led by formerly enslaved people who honored the Union soldiers that were buried in a mass grave near Charleston. They gave them a proper burial that day, and then they held a procession of thousands of people to remember and to celebrate. So I want to then next say in 1868, General John Logan officially proclaimed May 30th as the Day of National Remembrance. At Arlington National Cemetery outside of Washington, they laid flowers across both the Union and the Confederate graves. So even in a time of division, there was an honoring of the people who gave up their lives. Even among enemies, there was that moment of sharing of their grief. So this day was never meant to be political. It wasn't about who was right in any war, who was wrong. It wasn't about waving the flags of either side or winning arguments. It wasn't about taking sides either. And it certainly wasn't about today department store sales or backyard parties. It was commemorating people. It was honoring people that we have lost, real loss, right? And it was also honoring great love, the kind of love that keeps showing up even when the world is breaking your heart. It was about mothers, grandmothers, sisters, brothers, grandfathers, neighbors, ministers, and whole communities who came together because they refused to let the memory of their loved ones pass and die. So they held on to love when everything else had been taken away. Again, it's not about politics, war, sales, or slogans. It's about remembering. It's about love. We want to honor everyone today that we can think of that's protected us, given their lives in service. So I'm going to bring in soldiers, known or unknown, people who stood for something greater than themselves. And today we widen the circle even further. We remember their families. We also remember our mentors, our teachers, our family, our friends. Today, on this important day, we remember everyone who shaped us, helped us, those who lifted us, loved us. They're gone, but they're never truly gone. Their love still lives in you. So bring someone into this moment with you. You know the person. They'll come to your mind. Whoever comes into your heart, a name, you could put their name in the chat if you wanted to. Whoever comes to mind that touched you, or perhaps it's a relative or a parent or a brother or an uncle who maybe lost their life in a war or in service. But again, it could be a mentor or a teacher too. Let's bring to mind any of those who've given us a lot. Someone you love. And if no one comes to mind, just hold the feeling that this circle is a big room, a big space. It has room for everyone. Ernest Holmes, our founder, said, "Love is the central flame of the universe." Again, that's Holmes. Love is the central flame of the universe. And today we honor that flame together. Let's take a breath. Let's feel those who you're remembering. Feel the love that binds you. Feel the love that connects you. Feel the love that surrounds you. Feel the love that lives inside of you. This is our starting point today, a circle of gratitude for all of these people, a circle of love. So let's go forward together. I found 2 or 3 stories today that I liked. They're examples for you to consider. I want to tell you about Henry Johnson, who came from my hometown, or at least where I was born. It was a long time ago for Henry. It was 1918, and that ought to signal for most of us World War I. Henry happened to be a black soldier who stood watch in France during World War I. And while he was standing watch, a German patrol came by and they attacked him. Henry fought back with everything he had. He was wounded that day 21 times. He was being attacked, but he stood up to everybody. He's like a modern-day superhero. He saved so many lives that day. He had a nickname. It was called Black Death because nobody had seen anybody anywhere fight like him. His grit, his strength, and his courage. He was fighting for others, and he wasn't doing it for fame or money. He was doing it to help people save their lives. The French awarded him with their highest award for valor. He was one of the first and few Americans to receive such an honor. And while I'm at it, let's shine a bit of light on another great hero. This hero's name was Cathay Williams, the first known African-American woman to enlist in the U.S. Army. It's really a great story to hear about Cathay. It was 1866. She disguised herself as a man to fight with the Buffalo Soldiers. And we now know that the Buffalo Soldiers were an African-American regiment. It was formed during the Civil War. For 2 full years, she marched through the harsh lands as a soldier. Somehow, she was able to hide the fact that she was a woman, and she was serving her country with all her heart. When illness eventually revealed her secret, she was discharged from the Army. Now, that was 1868. We've come a long way since then. I believe America wasn't yet ready for women such as Cathay in the military. But her courage lived on, lives on. Cathay reminds us some sacrifices are quiet, they're unseen, and yet they do change the world. Today, we honor soldiers like Henry and like Cathay. Their families, we honor their families, we honor the love they left behind. We also honor those who serve at home. Police officers who run towards danger, healthcare workers, teachers who inspired us, friends who laughed with us. All these names today we're honoring. They may not be in our memorials, but they're carved onto our hearts. If you feel like it in the chat room today, you could drop a name in the chat. just the name of someone who comes to mind, or hold it in your mind if you don't want to put it in the chat. Or you can mention them later. Spirit knows their story, so let them come to mind. And if you don't have a name, whoever they are, hold them close. This circle, our gathering, fits heroes and quiet angels of all kinds. So say it with me now. We remember their light. We rise in their love. And we live to carry it forward. That's our little chant for today. We remember their light. We rise in their love. And we live to carry it forward. Our sacred gathering, our space today holds more than just our own stories. It holds the sorrows of the world. In Ukraine, war still ravages and rages. Soldiers, civilians, children lose their lives daily. In the Middle East also, the heartbreak is profound. So many families, Israeli and Palestinian, grieving, experiencing unimaginable losses. So we hold them all in our hearts today. We don't come here at First Church to take sides. We come here to bear witness because every life lost is sacred. Every grieving mother, father, child, sister, brother, that grief belongs to all of us. And it's not only overseas. This year we've experienced wildfires in the West, flooding in the South. Grief travels fast. We're not untouched. So we now pause to become a presence of peace. We pause and become still enough, spacious enough to hold it all in with love. Mary Oliver, one of our favorite poets, who always wrote about life and loss with deep simplicity, reminds us of this when she said, "To live in this world, you must love what is mortal and hold it against your bones, knowing your own life depends on it. And when the time comes, let it go." She's saying, love deeply anyway. Even though nothing lasts forever, hold it close and let yourself care that much. And when life calls for it, when the moment comes, have the courage to let go in love, not in bitterness. Here's a story for you. In 2018, during California's Camp Fire, there was a nurse, Allian Pierce, stayed in his burning hospital, taking care of people as flames were surrounding him. He drove through fire to save patients. His truck was scorched, but dozens lived because of his love for strangers. His courage says, even in loss, we shine. And next, we want to honor another light, Clara Barton. Some of you may know who she is. She was called the Angel of the Battlefield. During the Civil War, Clara, a former school teacher, risked her life to bring supplies to soldiers on blood-soaked fields. She bandaged wounds under gunfire, and she lit lanterns to guide surgeons through the night. And she comforted the dying. Some of you have heard of her. Clara founded the American Red Cross, turning her love into legacy that's still serving people all over the world. Clara didn't carry weapons, but her heart is what she carried, and her heart was filled with courage. Her story reminds us that service isn't just found in a uniform. It's found by showing up again and again, showing up for those who need us. One of our greatest poets, American poets, was Walt Whitman. I have a poem of his that was written during the very same time that Clara was serving out in the fields, bandaging people. Whitman wrote in Leaves of Grass, "Over the carnage rose a prophetic voice." And he said, "Be not disheartened again. Be not disheartened. Affection shall solve the problems of freedom yet. Those who love each other shall become invincible." So take in his words. Don't be disheartened. Those who love each other shall become invincible. That's the heart of today's message. Love that outlasts loss. Love that heals. Love that makes us unstoppable. So today we hold it all. Soldiers, we hold it for all of them. Soldiers, nurses, mentors, friends, parents, the wars of the world. We hold all of the world's grief. I invite you to think now of one single word, or drop a word in the chat if you'd like, that captures your heart today. Is it gratitude? Maybe it's courage or hope, love, whatever it is. We say, let there be peace. Let there be healing. Let there be wisdom. Our circle, our gathering is wide enough. Our love is strong enough. So say it with me wherever you are. We remember, whoever comes to mind, we remember their light. We remember their light. We rise in their love, and we live to carry it forward. That's our little meditation. We remember their light. We rise in their love, and we live to carry it forward. So let's slow it all down for a moment with a little guided process. Let's take it all in. You've heard a lot of names. You've heard stories. You've heard stories about grief and love. And maybe a tear fell. Maybe a memory came up for you. And whatever it is important and it's sacred. So here's a little question. What if every memory you hold could plant a seed for healing? Whatever memory comes up, hold that thought. Take a breath and gently close your eyes if you're comfortable. You could place your hand over your heart or simply rest for a moment in stillness. I'd like you to imagine a golden ladder leading from your thoughts, your head, a ladder leading from your thoughts into your heart. Breathe again, and as you do, step down the ladder from your head to your heart, step by step, into stillness. Feel your shoulders drop. Let your jaw soften. Let the outer world fall away. And be here with me now. Be open. See a light in your heart. Notice that it's warm, it's steady. It's the love from all those that are gone. It's their wisdom, it's their spark, it's their brilliance. And know that it's still in you now. Let's breathe it in and exhale. Now let that light grow. That light of love, let it grow. A small flame becoming stronger and stronger, brighter and clearer. It pulses gently with your breath. It carries everything you've learned in your life, it's there. Everything that they gave you is there. Everything that you still are. Now let this light move. Let it move through you, through your whole body, your chest, your arms, your spine, your arms, your hands. Let it settle in your stomach and move down to your feet. And know that you are grounded in this light. You are held. You are not alone. Now, send this light out to someone you've lost, someone who's gone, or send it to a grieving family or a place in the world that's hurting. Anywhere, to anyone. No words, just light, just energy. Now see your flame join others. See your flame, your light joining other lights. Lights rising up from homes, churches, hospitals, war zones, every corner of the world. Notice this radiant web of light, of love, stretching from New York to Nairobi, circling the globe. This is not imagination. This is power. Your love strengthens the soldiers that are still serving. Your love helps families rebuilding. Your love and light helps children dreaming. You are part of this incredible web of energy. Your love is vast. Your presence matters. You are one with the one. You have this power to use. Ernest Holmes said, there is power for good in the universe, and you can definitely use it. So let's make a decision to use it now, to let it rise within. Let's be intentional about sending peace to any of these places, to any places that need healing. Let us send compassion now to whatever place comes to mind, to whatever person. Let's send this energy. Let's send this holy presence. And now, slowly, return to our gathering, to our circle. You could wiggle your hands if you want. Feel your breath again. And know that your love just touched someone, or perhaps it touched a group of people. Know that your prayer just traveled miles, perhaps the globe. And say with me, we remember their light. We rise in their love. We live to carry it forward. So let's stay in that energy as we shift now from stillness to reflection, from silence into meaning. Because we're not just remembering today, we are waking up, one and all. We're waking up, we're saying yes to love, we're saying yes to purpose, and we're saying yes to life. Every soldier, every nurse, every mentor, every friend, they brought you to this moment. They brought you to this breath. They brought you to this power. In religious science, we teach that consciousness evolves. It's always evolving. Your thoughts shape reality. Your prayers open doors. Your love never dies. Jesus said, "Let your light shine." And Buddha said, "A candle lights 1,000 others and is never diminished." And there's one more light I want you to know about. Her name was Frances Perkins. She wasn't a soldier, but she witnessed tragedy. And out of tragedy, uh, she did some wonderful things. In 1911, she stood on the street in New York and watched flames engulf the Triangle Shirt Factory. She was horrified. She saw young immigrant women leap to their deaths because the fire's doors were locked. That day changed her life forever. Frances said, um, of the day this Triangle Factory burned, that she was going to do something about it. So she carried that memory all the way to Washington, D.C., where she became the first woman to serve in a U.S. president's cabinet. She served as Secretary of Labor. She helped create Social Security, and in particular, because of her experience, child labor laws. She took absolute grief and she turned it into reform. She took tragedy and she made a torch out of it. Now that's remembrance. That's love in motion. Frances didn't wear any kind of uniform. She wore her calling. And so do you. Your love doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It's not supposed to. Your impact may not be loud, but whatever it is, it matters. Your light will always outshine loss. Your presence will always make a difference. So live in a way that honors those who cleared the path for you. Make your peace louder than your chaos. That's a great line. Make your peace louder than your chaos. Your love bigger than your grief. So say it with me loud, proud, and clear. I remember, I rise, and I live in love. Again, I remember, I rise, and I live in love. So, how will you carry this love forward today is the question. Who comes to mind? What comes up in you and for you? Again, just pause and think about the people, the person, these people, and ask yourself again, how will I carry this love forward? And know that it doesn't have to be anything big. If you feel moved to do something, do it. Start small, start big. Here's a couple simple ideas. You could reach out to someone who you know is having a tough time, emotionally, financially, or any kind of, you could reach out. Someone who's grieving or feeling alone. A kind word, an affirmation, an affirmative prayer, picking up the phone, listening, such a great thing. Or maybe you're someone who prefers to write. You could write a letter, send an email, a text, maybe a note to someone you've lost. And it doesn't even matter at this point if they're here or not. You can tell this person what their life has meant to you or means to you. You can tell them how their love or their light still lives within you. And I know some of you are big thinkers, visionaries, givers. So maybe you'll feel inspired today to go a little bit bigger. Some of you already read to children every week. I know some of you. Some of you are helping people in different ways, the library, helping people learn how to read, how to grow. Many of you in our extended call are the lifters. My religious science classes, they used to say, do you want to be a lifter or a leaner? Most of the people who are involved in this teaching really are lifting themselves up, and lots of other people too. So I know many of you are. Other ideas is you could support a veteran, or you could create something beautiful in the name of someone who made your life better. Could be a parent or a relative or anyone really. You could plant a seed, literally or symbolically, and dedicate it to a name that you carry in your heart. So I have another story for you. Back in 2020, that's not that long ago, after a wave of tragedies in the neighborhood in Chicago, a group of Chicago teenagers took to the streets, not in protest, but they took to the streets with paint. They created murals to honor the lives that had been lost. They turned grief into color, memory into action. One mural honored a firefighter who had died in the line of duty, and his daughter, standing there in front of the image, said, "It's like he's still here." See, that's what remembrance can do. It can make love visible. So I ask you again, how will you make love visible? Yes. How will you make love visible? Drop an idea in the chat or mention it when it comes time to our sharing. Just one step. Maybe it's a call. Maybe you'll make love visible through an affirmative prayer, a story. So whatever it is, let's affirm it together with heart, meaning, my love is my power. My light is my legacy. I act with love today. Again, my love is my power. My light is my legacy. I act with love today. So let's think of all the things that have brought you to where you are. You've learned many lessons. All of you are wonderful, evolving spirits having a human experience. So much has brought you to this present moment in time, your choices, one and all, but also the unseen prayers of those who came before you. Let's think about that. You are a living continuation of lives lived long before yours. You're a living continuation of their struggles, their dreams, their devotion. People who did the best they could with what they had. Some you knew, most you did not. But you're here now, standing in the light that they helped carry forward. And maybe they weren't perfect. Maybe they didn't finish what they started. But love is a way of completing itself through us. And today, on this day of remembrance, we say to the people who came before us, our ancestors, thank you, thank you. We, each of us, are the apex. Yes, we are. But we're not the end. We are the flowering of generations of growth. And we also are the seed of something more. So you're not just remembering love today. You are becoming it. You are embodying it. You are part of love's continuation. Love is evolving through each of you. It's not static. It's not finished. The final chapter has not been written. It's becoming something higher, clearer, fuller right now through you. And not just through you, through all of us, because we're all connected in spirit. And spirit is arising in everyone. Whether we know it or not, whether we acknowledge it or not, whether we see it or not, there is still deep intelligence urging the world forward. Sometimes quietly, sometimes it seems very messy, but always purposefully. And on this Memorial Day, or this Decoration Day if you prefer, we honor not only those who served and sacrificed, but all those who carried love as far as they could, so that we could carry it just a little bit further. We remember their light in the stories, in the stillness. We remember their light in the flowers, placed by hand. We rise in their love by refusing to forget, by choosing to live with purpose, by being a presence of peace in the world that's still healing. And we live to carry it forward through small acts, through bold kindness, and through the truth that the love that we have never leaves us. That's what makes the world sacred. That's what makes you sacred. So today, as we turn the cameras over and enter our sacred Zoom circle, let's take a breath together. You've heard many names and stories. You've remembered some things you've felt. You've awakened something inside. Maybe a name came up for you, possibly a memory or two, maybe just a feeling you can't quite put into words just yet. And that's perfect, whatever it is. The space that we're entering now, our community, our sharing circle, is not a formality. It's a part of our spiritual practice. It's where the message gets multiplied. It gets mirrored and made real. So if something touched you today, a line, a memory that you've carrying or that you carry, tell us about it. You can raise your hand. You don't have to say anything. You can say whatever you want. We have a couple moments for everybody. This again is our wonderful community. We're here together. So who's going to be first? Okay. Jimmy's going to be calling your names or looking at the hands that are raised. So thank you all for being here. I appreciate everything you do. And so it is.